said something like the last mile schools don't have to be the last priority. I hope we can really operationalize this statement, which of course we all agree with. There was something that came out in the news. We see it all the time. Students crossing rivers, climbing mountains, hiking several kilometers to attend school. Nangyayari sa amin yan sa Antique, nangyayari sa napakaraming probinsya. Hanggang sa Batangas, nakala natin mga syudad na marami pa rin na tinatahak na landas mula sa mga bukid sa bundok. So, there was this Layag Cultural Minority School in Barangay Taclobo, San Fernando, Romblon, I think, which came out in the news. The children had a long journey just to go to school. And if the information is correct, for 5 days, 3 teachers served not only as educators, but also as guardians, bringing their own vegetables and rice to sustain themselves and their pupils. These learners belong mainly to the Sibuyan, Tagabukid, Mangyan indigenous community. So I'd like to raise basic questions. Have we already identified, of course you have, the geographically isolated and disadvantaged communities? Do we have the complete numbers? How many learners are being served by a school and how many remain unreached? How are we serving these schools in terms of providing electricity? Is that part of RNEP, potable or clean water, proper toilets and sanitation, and even internet connectivity? I know this is parang ambisyon na kung lahat bibigyan ng internet, but that would be very, very helpful. So I'd like to know, how are we addressing the last mile schools, and is this a priority in the construction of classrooms, which would include toilet facilities and learning facilities?
Your Honor, it's a priority. The President has made it his priority. There are, I think, 200 or 300 schools to be funded for electrification this year. The first one, we went there with the NEA Administrator Almeda because we signed a MOA with the National Electrification Administration headed by Nani Almeda. And they have a model electrification program for schools, which was developed by Professor Wally Del Mundo of the UP School of Engineering. So it comes out to around, first school, 2 to 3, around 2 to 3 million, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Your Honor. So exactly the school you described in Romblon was the first school we went to in Agusan del Norte, Buena Vista, Agusan del Norte, where we had to cross 2 rivers, Your Honor. At yung naabutan naming principal doon, I think there's only less than 100 or less than 100 students. Natutulog ho yung mga teacher doon dahil ang hirap bumalik sa munisipyo o sa poblasyon. So doon sila natutulog. So as you mentioned, they act like the guardians or foster parents ng mga estudyante. Kaya nakita ko yung eskwelahan nila, may kusina, may lutuan on the side. And the nice thing about nung lalaman ni Presidente na mag-inaugurate kami ng electrification, inutusan niya si DICT, led by Secretary Aguda, to provide the internet connectivity. Kaya on the same day, can you imagine a community that had no access to electricity, much less internet, Your Honor, Madam Chair? On the same day, biglang umon yung ilaw at nagkaroon ho sila ng internet. Ang kwento sa amin nung principal, ayaw daw umuwi ng mga bata. Dahil tuwang-tuwa sila. Of course, and then when we did that day, nag-Zoom meeting kami with the President and about a dozen other schools with Governor Angel Amante and Congressman Dale Corvera. Yung mga bata parang hindi sila makapaniwala na nakikita nila si Presidente, nakakausap nila in real time. Nag-Zoom kami. So this is really the wonders of technology. Kaya yung binanggit po ninyo na kapag ma-realign ho yung budget from flood control to school infrastructure, pagkabit ng kuryente, pagkabit ng internet, ay talagang nakita namin matra-transform talaga yung buhay ng mga estudyante. Hindi lang po yung estudyante, pati yung komunidad dahil damay po sila eh. Damay po yung komunidad dun sa solar energy that is being provided. And it's also more energy efficient. Nakita namin, hindi lang sa mga backward communities, but even in the cities, alam po ni Senator Sherwin to dahil he was also the chair of energy. Our chair of finance now was also the chair of energy for many years. The solar technology, and you know this because you're very much acquainted with the technology, will allow schools to have air conditioning in their nababawasan po yung MOO nila. So it's an investment that maybe costs more in the short term, but in the long term will pay dividends. And not only in terms of the yung kaginhawaan, but also in terms of the school results. Kasi proven na yung mas magandang temperatura, mas maganda yung exam results. So